In today's review, I have the Lego Time Machine from Back to the Future. So, like I said, I have the Time Machine from Back to the Future, and honestly, the set is pretty wicked. I'm excited to build this. Surprisingly, I found this at an office supply store. So yeah, I got it for $34.99 Canadian. 2-in-1 build, so we can do Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 3 is nowhere to be seen, but yeah, we get the time travel dates here. Pretty cool shot of the DeLorean flying. Above, we got a side shot of it with the tire, random stuff at the bottom, and pretty much the front of the packaging is pretty sweet. In this set, we get 5 bags, the instructions, 2 little string pieces, stickers, and a place for the base of the car. And in the instruction booklet, you do get a fun little image of Back to the Future from 1985, which is pretty sweet. And that's kind of the only little reference you get to it, but that's pretty sweet that they added this in. Taking a closer look at the minifigs here, we have Marty McFly, and honestly, the head sculpt is not the head sculpt. I'm thinking of action figures here. Doesn't look like Marty. Personally, the Lego Dimensions one honestly cooked like that. What was that one? So yeah, I might swap it out with that one. Another cool thing too about this figure, and I'm not saying this is a bad Marty McFly. I think it's a pretty sweet Marty McFly. It's just the head doesn't look that good. You can swap him out and take off his vest, which is pretty sweet. I think that's pretty awesome that they included that, and it's not just printed on there so you can have him on without it, because he doesn't really have it on that much. So yeah, there you go. The second fig is Doc. Doc looks pretty sweet too. He's got his little back printing there too, and he does have an alternate head where he has a band-aid on his head, which is pretty sweet. And my camera is messed up. Give me a second there. Yeah, there you go. So those are the minifigs in the set, which is pretty sweet. So moving on to the actual build here itself, this is awesome. Like, this is pretty sweet. I have it in its Back to the Future 1 mode. I'll check out the Back to the Future 2 mode in a second here, but they did not include Back to the Future 3, which is honestly kind of crazy because you think they would, but they didn't. But who cares? We got a DeLorean, which is sweet. So yeah, it actually rolls pretty sweet. So you can get up to 88 miles an hour, pretty fast. The detail on this is pretty sweet. Just like the building techniques that were used at the front here. This long like wire piece to make up the wires was honestly pretty sweet. You get like this cool bluish detail, translucent bluish detail, which is pretty sweet. And these things move. I don't really like how that doesn't really connect much there, but that's minor nitpicks. You do get the DMC logo here, which is awesome. Underneath, it's pretty clean. And you get DeLorean there, which is kind of funny that they have it there, but not on the actual thing. And then you get the out of time license plate, which is, honestly, I'm going to be honest, that's probably my favorite thing in here. But if we take a closer look on the inside, I'll just take this piece out. Why not? There we go. Steering wheel's falling off. You do get the pieces with all the dates on there. So you get November 5th, 1995, October 26th, 1985, and then October 26th, 1985 again. And then there is the plutonium chambers meter. And then you do get the flux capacitor, which is pretty sweet. And they're kind of like using these mirror pieces too. Same with the headlights, which is nice. It's printed. The only stickers in here were this piece, well, this sticker, I mean the DMC, these things there. I think that was it. And then the plutonium chamber thing. But that's about it. But you can, what's nice about these new Speed Champ, or not new, but you can fit both minifigs inside. So look at that. You can get Doc and Marty in there cruising around, which is just awesome. But since this is a 2-in-1 set, let's take off the lightning rod thing. You take off that. You go here, take out the license plate, put that back, and then you take off the wheels. You take off the wheels. Okay, there we go. You know what? I might have to lock in here because now the set's falling apart. Oh no. Okay. But anyways, that might happen. So look, what you do is you just put that wire in there. So that's kind of how that's built up. I didn't realize it was that fragile, but... Okay, these are not wanting to cooperate. That just went flying off my desk. Here, give me a second here. This is so hectic right now. Okay, I've returned from under my desk. I got the pieces. I'm not gonna lie and show the edited version of how this is. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's off. Now, we're not done. So now that you got all that off, you want to take the plate piece off. And what you can do is you can use the fishing rod piece. The fishing rod piece will save you so much time. And honestly, I don't think you have to take those off. I could be mistaken here. Let me take a look at the instructions. So yeah, that... Does it say to take those off? Oh, you don't. Okay, my bad. You don't have to take those off. So don't be an idiot and don't take those off. Everything is flying right now. Okay. So boom. You can get rid of these pieces and then you can bring in these guys here. So first, let's put in the license plate. Let's put in the Mr. Fusion. And then you can grab these guys, attach them to these here. Where's the other wheel? Did I lose? Okay, no, here it is. And then underneath, there's enough room to place that in there. Just gotta make sure I got it. Yeah, I got it. Why isn't that working? Am I doing this wrong? I don't think I am. Okay, no, I think it's just that little corner there. Because none of this is pieced down. This is kind of annoying. This is still a great set, but that little like part there where it's like the back, you have to like push it down. I'm destroying the set right now. Okay, give me a second here. We are almost back on track. There we go. And after enough time, we have it in flight mode. I'm not gonna lie, the flight mode is pretty sick. Get the license plate, Mr. Fusion, and the wheels. The only reason is because it was hard to connect the pieces. See, it's not even so that I have it like hovering, but you can have it hovering around. It doesn't roll, but you can have it on a display stand, which is sweet. I'm not gonna leave it like this personally. I'm gonna put it in the Back to the Future 1 mode, but that is preference. So that's how I'm gonna leave it for now. Pretty sweet set. And you get your minifigs inside, which is awesome. And then you get these things left over. And then let's take a closer look at this. Out of time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the set. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more LEGO reviews.